everybody doing?
Good.
My name's Darby. So how many of you have an Apple product? It seems like a ridiculous question now. Everywhere you go, there's Apple. I mean, even I myself have multiple Apple products, and you find the influence everywhere. You find them at malls, businesses, homes, even on the go outside. The purpose of this presentation is to inform you about the person behind all these products. Steve Jobs. When I'm done talking, you'll have a better understanding of his life and his career at Apple. I'll tell you about his early childhood, starting Apple, and his unfortunate death. And to begin with, Steve Jobs did not have a normal childhood. He was given away at birth by his biological parents and was raised a hippie. He started believing in Zen Buddhism and had this all-fruit diet that he swore made it so he didn't have to shower. Basically, he reeked all the time, and he looked like garbage. He eventually got a job at Atari, which, as you all know, is the one who created the great Pong game where you just hit it back and forth. And at Atari, they didn't want to hire him because he looked like a dirty hippie, but he demanded a job, and eventually they gave him one. It wasn't until at Atari that he started to feel this emptiness, and he filled it by taking a 6-month mission to India. It was here at India where he pursued his Zen Buddhist beliefs and eventually started experimenting with LSD. It was the LSD that basically shaped the future products at Apple. It laid the groundwork for them, and eventually it changed his state of mind to the point where, he just wanted simplicity, colorful stuff, just eventually exactly what you see in Apple products. It wasn't until at Apple that he began dwelling these fantasies and started creating some of the most innovative technologies in the world. First, it was the Macintosh. This was the first computer interface system that included keyboard, mouse, all of them together. It was so crazy that even Bill Gates himself copied it. After the Macintosh came the MacBook, which allowed you to completely transform the way you use a computer. No longer were you restricted to home desktop. After the MacBook was the iPod, which, like Steve Jobs liked to say, was like having 1,000 songs in your pocket. After the iPod was, of course, the iPhone, which was just all of them together in one. The iPhone finally combined social media, music. That's not even on the iPhone. His last creation was the iPad, which was now on the screen. The iPad, unfortunately, was his last creation, as noted by many coworkers in his book, Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Steve Jobs always seemed like he had a sense of urgency, like he was running out of time, and unfortunately he was. He eventually got diagnosed with cancer, and because of his stubbornness and his all-Eastern medicine philosophy, he refused to get surgery, and eventually it was too late. Finally, when his family and coworkers and everybody he loved convinced him to get surgery, the cancer had spread, and it was obviously too late. But there was one thing that was left with after he left, and it was his products and his legacy. To conclude with, I told you about his early childhood, his career at Apple, and his unfortunate death. But the reason to remember all of this is because we all use Apple every day. We couldn't really live our life without our iPhones, our iPods, or any of the stuff that he basically laid the groundwork for. So for that, I'll always remember it. And I'll take any questions now. Thank you.